Welcome back to Smart Money and Mind channel roasts your wallet. Today we're testing a claim so aggressive it should come with a seatbelt. $35 week into Fidelity index funds will surpass your $8,000 month job. Sounds fake, so let's do the math and embarrass our excuses with a calculator. Let's do the actual numbers. $35 week is not a yacht payment. It's not even a nice lunch in 2025, but it's consistent, and compounding loves consistent. Assumptions: Fidelity index funds example, simple, total market, S&P 500 style contribution, $151.67 mo return, 8% with 6 to 10% range, we'll highlight 8%. Graphic, simple assumptions slate, let's do the actual numbers. And compounding loves consistent. Your job pays $8,000 a month. Your investments don't pay like that unless you're withdrawing. So when people say, surpass your job, they usually mean one of these. Your portfolio grows by more than your paycheck each month. Your portfolio could eventually replace your paycheck withdrawals. Today, we're proving number one with clean math, and I'll tell you what it takes for number two. Graphic, 2 columns, beat, roast, plus, truth bomb, plus, hope, beat. Seatbelt stays on. Transition. Timeline next. Promise. Explains what surpass really means and shows the crossover at darn 50 years. 8% case. Beat. Patience required. Let's roll the tape. Chapter. The timeline. Real numbers. Beat. At 8% average annual growth, here's what $35 week becomes. Year 10, 27.7K. Year 20, 89.3K. Year 30, 226K. Year 40, 529K. Year 50, 1203 manors. Notice what's happening. First 20 years looks underwhelming, then it starts bending upward like your credit card bill after Christmas. Monthly growth math, up next. The surpass moment, monthly growth. Now here's the spicy part. Monthly growth is roughly balance x 0.08, 12. So if your balance is 1.2 matters, 1/200,000 x also 0.08, 96,000 year, 8,000 month. Line 1, monthly growth at 8%. Line 2, flat line at $8,000, mark crossover around year 50 hours at 1.2 million. Monthly growth approx $8,000 proof. Averages, not a paycheck. The how behind the miracle. You'd contribute $91,000 over 50 years, and end around 1.2 matters at 8%. That means the market did the heavy lifting. This is why patience is a financial superpower and also extremely annoying. Total contributions, 91K growth doc earnings, 1.112 matter. Beat. Compounding speaks louder than deposits. This is momentum, not a paycheck replacement, yet. Beat. The point, progress flips your job from survival to optional, eventually. Next, replacing 8K month spending is harder. Chapter. Reality. Check. Replacing 8K month spending is harder. If you want to withdraw $8,000 a month safely, many people use something like the 4% rule. That's closer to needing about 2.4 matters, but today's win is this. With time, the growth can outrun your paycheck. And once growth outruns your paycheck, your job goes from survival to optional. 8K month growth at 8%. 1.2 mets. 8K month withdrawals, rough, 2.4 mats. Beat. Hope with honesty. Next, what 6% and 10% look like. Beat. Our entire analysis has centered on an 8% average annual return, but history is just a guide, not a guarantee for the future. What if the market performs a little worse or a little better? It's wise to consider a spectrum of possibilities. Let's briefly explore two alternative scenarios: a more conservative 6% average return, and a more optimistic 10% average return. Visual anchor: 3 parallel lines, 10% return, 8% return, 6% return over 50 years. This will help us appreciate how even a small change impacts 50-year outcomes. Let's start with the 6% scenario. A lower return rate means compounding works more slowly. 35-week at 6%, about $570,000 after 50 years. $91,000 of contributions turned into over $500,000. That's less than half of the $203,000 in the 8% scenario. To hit $203,000 at 6% would take approximately 63 years. A 2 percentage point drop adds more than a decade. Now the optimistic 10% scenario. 10% makes compounding explosive. 35-week at 10%, about $260,000 after 50 years. That's more than double the 8% outcome. At 10% you'd hit $203,000 in just over 42 years, shaving nearly 8 years off the timeline. By 50 years, you'd surpass $400,000, the 4% rule threshold for paycheck replacement. This comparison shows the two most important levers: your savings rate, your time in the market. You can't control returns, but they profoundly affect outcomes. The gap between 6% and 10% can mean a comfortable nest egg versus generational wealth. Core lesson: start early, stay invested, let time work its magic. Next, your excuses versus your future self. Beat. So, we've walked through the math. We've seen how $35 a week, over 50 years, builds a portfolio that outpaces a 6-figure salary. Reality check: withdrawals and market returns matter. The logic is sound, the math is simple, the path is clear. The only thing left is the chorus of excuses in your head.
50 years is too long.
I don't have $35 a week.
The market is too risky.
I'll start when I make more money.
Final roast. Your excuses are loud but terrible investors. They give comfort with a 0% return. Today they feel valid, but in 50 years they'll be broke. You'll be 50 years older anyway. One will be older with $1 million portfolio. The other will be older, with faded receipts and nothing to show. Time passes whether you invest or not. Start small, that's the power. $35 a week is about habit, not amount. If you can manage 35, you can manage 50 later. If you can manage 50, you can manage 100. Habit is the foundation. Amount is a variable you adjust. Waiting for perfect guarantees, you never start. The perfect moment is today, with what you have. Ignore the noise. In a few decades, let your portfolio do the talking. So no, 35-week won't beat your job next year, but over decades it can get disrespectful. Start small, stay consistent. Let compounding talk trash for you.